right, I am back. Happy 2023, guys. I thought I would take you along and show you how I kind of set my 2023 goals, how I get back into the swing of things. And guys, I just had a week off of work, and you would think, ideally, it would all be done, and I just couldn't do it. It was a week of being really lazy, watching probably way too much TV. You know, sometimes you just need that week of not learning, not exercising, not doing any of the things that make you feel good. Kind of feel like crap by the end of the week, but it was what I needed. I just needed to lay around, be lazy, watch reruns of Friends, and yeah, now I'm ready to get back into it. I'm gonna take you along for the ride. I'm gonna set some goals for 2023. I think, you know, I woke up feeling different. I've been thinking about how I want to set my 2023 up for success. I've started kind of writing it down, but I didn't get it done. And so now that I've been having these thoughts, I don't think you can kind of plan all of it. You want to take a few days, maybe a week, to get all your thoughts into the right place. Today I'm ready to kind of set up some action, write it down. I'm gonna bring you along with it. I'm gonna talk about how I'm gonna set up my workouts, how I'm gonna set up work, and what I wanna do, you know, in the future with maybe some programs, so I can feel organized and I can feel accomplished without, you know, overdoing myself in any one thing, right? So I can look back at the end of the month, at the end of 6 months, at the end of the year, and feel really good about it. So let's go. Of course, I'm taking you guys in for a workout to start 2023. I'm gonna have fun with some kettlebells. I love learning new moves, things that challenge me, that feel, you know, not just lifting as heavy as possible. I like moving my body in different ways, and for 2023, I wanna get more flexible, more athletic. Yeah, so let's start with some kettlebells. Take it. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's been a couple weeks since I filmed the beginning of this video, and it's the middle of January, and I thought it'd be a good time to sit down, show you guys what I came up with my goals and how I did that. and how I'm gonna stay on top of it, review it, make some changes. Because the biggest mistake people make is they like set these goals and they don't review it and they don't revise. So I really think like to learn what works best for you, to kind of stay on top of your goals, to, you know, continuously get better and better and better, you kind of have to review and revise, I'd say weekly and especially monthly. So I actually got this from another video that I saw, but they came up with a word of the year, of the month, that's kind of embodies what you want to achieve, where you're at, what you want to do. So I took days to think of my word, and I came up with the word intentional. Intentional. So that's my word of 2023, intentional. Once you come up with your word, when you look at your goals and when you come up with the specific steps to reach your goal, they should all be in line with that main word, right? If it's not, then it's not in line with, you know, what you should be doing. Because sometimes, at least for me as a small business owner, I want to do a million things all the time. But I find with writing it down, you know, coming up with the set amount of categories and your specifics, it can help you focus in to actually achieve a few different things without feeling overwhelmed, or also without feeling like you didn't do enough. Because that's for me, like sometimes I just feel like I didn't do enough because I always have a million ideas of things I want to do. I'm gonna take a screenshot and add it on here as I'm looking at my iPad, which I'm obsessed with, this little pen with my iPad. I just love it because then I can still feel like I write things down, but it's all on one thing. Anyway, I love it. I've been using this app from Etsy that has like notes and calendar and gratitude journal. I'm obsessed. I can link it all down below. Obviously you don't need that, you just need a piece of paper and a pen, or you can do it on your computer. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this, but I started over. So I have my sheet of paper, I divided it into 4, so you can choose whatever you'd like here. I chose the 4 topics that I'm most interested in. So I chose wellness. For me, I'd rather choose wellness over the word fitness or nutrition or anything like that, but you can use whatever word you want to use. So you use wellness, I use social media because, you know, I'm a full-time personal trainer, but I have that organized and I have that down because that's my main priority. So here I'm trying to write down things I want to change or do better at. That's my priority here. I'm not really gonna write down anything that I'm already doing really good at, if that makes sense. And third one, I wrote in routine. I just want to get better at my own routine. My schedule's all over the place. Like I work mornings and evenings and split shifts. So like no day is the same. So that's why routine for me is really, really important. So I kind of want to keep working on my routine because I'm not gonna lie, it's always slightly different for me. So I'd like to see a little bit more consistency here. And then my final point, I wrote in education. For me, I'm fine when I'm learning, I get excited. When I'm learning a new topic, I get into it and I find I feel more driven. So for me, education is important. But you could choose something totally different. It could be financial, maybe you need to save money. It could be nutrition, maybe you wanna learn recipes. It could be just movement or daily walks or whatever. You can put anything you want here, but those were the 4 most important things to me. So within each box, you can even keep it open if that works better for you, or divide it into 4. To me, that just makes it a little bit more simple. So dividing it into 4, so under wellness for me, that's movement, that's anything that makes me feel good. So I'm gonna write in my weight training, and my goal is to get back to 3 times a week, but and get a little bit more specific with programming, and it goes under my educational. I want to have, you know, 1 workout per week that is kind of learning new exercises. So 1 will be like learning. I'm gonna write kettlebell, trying out my new exercises that I'm gonna be trying with kettlebells and stuff like that. So 1 a week will be that for sure. So that's my first priority. Second priority is, I'd say, yoga. I've been wanting to incorporate yoga back into my week for a couple months now, and I'll do it 1 week and I won't do it the other week. So I want to do about 45 minutes per week. So I would just be like, come on, do your 45 minutes on the weekend, and it wasn't working. So now I set it up to a smaller goal of 3 times a week just 15 minutes. And there's so many people online doing like January challenges that I'm just following whoever I want in the moment. Just finding a 15-minute yoga session and trying to do that at the beginning, but there's no pressure. I'm just trying to get in my 3 times a week. I'm gonna write in cardio because I do miss the endorphins of cardio. So I've been trying to do it once a week, and you know, through the fall, I think I was skipping it quite a bit, but I wanna get back to once a week, and it's just 20 minutes plus, anything that feels good to me, 20 minutes plus. And the last bit that I'm going to write is recovery. So I want to do this once a week as well, and it can be a bath, like an Epsom salt bath. Maybe if you're into cold plunging, you could write that in there. Massage, like book a massage with someone. Acupuncture, you know, they put like little needles all over my body, and I find that really rejuvenating. I know it sounds crazy, but it actually really helps with my energy and recovery. So I'm gonna try to get back to doing one of those per week. Acupuncture, there we go. So here, it's very specific. Weight training 3 times per week. Learning new for one of the workouts, so it may not be quite as intense because it's going to be, you know, making sure I understand it so I can teach it. And then yoga 3 times a week, 15 minutes, cardio once a week. So that would be, you know, running, biking, Stairmaster, anything that feels good, and then recovery once a week. Next, we're gonna skip over to routine. You wanna make your goals specific and not too many, right? So even though for my movement category or wellness, I had four things, like the last 2 were just once a week, right? So it wasn't too much. And the reason why I don't have like a nutrition one there, most people probably should, is because like I'm just so used to eating healthy that if I just tell myself to start, I do it. And I'm always pretty much eating healthy, and right now for January, I'm just trying out some new recipes. And I've had eating healthy down pat for a while now, so I just don't need to really add it in there, to be honest. And that'll be you eventually someday. These goals, you won't even have to write it in. You can take them out completely. And I thought about that for weight training, but I've been closer to 2 workouts per week, so we'll see if I can up it to that 3rd. I'd really like to get that 3rd workout in so I can learn, you know, new moves. So next I'm gonna go down to routine. So what kind of things do I wanna add back into my routine or make sure that are part of my routine? So for me, I'm trying to use this journal every single day. So it just starts my day on the right foot when I journal to organize my day. Journal in the morning, every single day. So then I can feel, you know, I actually love this journal that I'm using because there's a gratitude section and an organizational kind of daily schedule that breaks it down like a little bit easier, that I just have to focus on 3 tasks max. So here I just wrote morning, and I want to move my body within the first 2 hours. So the reason why I have that there is just lately I've been doing a lot of editing in the morning and trying to get my workout in when I can, but it just doesn't feel as good to do it that way. I want to make sure I make the time to move my body within the first 2 hours of waking. There's a lot of studies showing how beneficial that is. So that's what I'm doing. Evenings, I want to journal again, which this is the one I've been kind of skipping. Journaling twice a day to kind of see where I'm at for the day. And evenings, before bed, I want to try to meditate or read every night. So I do pretty good with reading. I've already been reading like 3-4 times a week. Before the new year, I just enjoy reading, but I really would like to add maybe meditating throughout the week or do one or the other. I want to learn how to meditate, and that's going under my education. So things I want to get better at. So these are daily things. I want to journal twice. I want to move my body within the first 2 hours and meditate or read every single night. To make it a bit more specific, like my journal, I already know what I'm doing. I just have to use this one. So if you don't have that specific, make sure it's specific. Move my body within the first 2 hours on any of these ways up here. I could do my walk, I could do any of those things. And meditate, the first 2 weeks, I set myself up for a 10-minute meditation, and it was a bit too long, so I think I'm gonna bring it down to 5 minutes. And maybe we'll try 5 minutes. So 5 minutes, 3 times per week, and read a minimum of 15 minutes 3 times per week. Also within this journal, I have another section that I can actually track all the habits that I want to focus on. Here, let me show you. So meditation, yoga. I actually am trying to increase my gua sha and flossing. So I had that all in there too. And I might keep going with that, but I don't think there's a section for me to write it on my goals because it's not like huge goal. I'm trying to keep it more like movement specific, fitness, overall health and work. So that's pretty good. I have those 2 filled out. Education, I have under that things that I'm interested in. I want to make time for it. So I'm gonna write in kettlebells. I'd like to learn new moves, new just really fun moves. So I'm gonna try to come up with 10 new moves to try and have them written out somewhere. 10 new moves for kettlebells. And TRX. I do want to try having 10 really fun, funky moves on the TRX, new moves, and have them all tried out and written out. So then my clients can try them, I can share them with you guys eventually, and it'll just make my workouts more fun. And I'm also interested in meditating, so I could write that in there so I can find a program to do. I want to try to follow a 30-day meditation program, and so far I think I've done like 5 out of 30 days, which isn't bad, but I want to stick with that. But they're a little long. I find the 10 minutes, I'm not finding the time, so I need to find maybe a 5-minute per day. And then podcast, I've kind of gotten away from listening to my podcast, if you can believe it. At Christmas time, I was feeling like sometimes education is awesome, but it can also burn you out. So I want to have I don't want to learn every single day. It might be a little bit too much, but during the week, definitely. So I really like what topics would I be interested in here? Mindset. The Mindset Mentor is a great one. And actually, the Huberman Lab is my other favorite, just to learn stuff. And I choose the topics that sound interesting to me. So I'd like to do one of these per week. And they're super long, like hours. And Mindset, 1 per week. I think that's more realistic because honestly, lately I've been enjoying just walking with nothing. Just kind of feels good to be out in nature with nothing in my ears. All right, hopefully this is not too boring. So here, I am done. So now I can check this whenever I'm making my weekly schedule, making sure that I follow all these things. I can go to my tracker and add in what I need to hit every single week to make it a little bit more easy to kind of manage. I could also have used different colors, and I probably will do that. Maybe highlight some stuff, which is fun. So yeah, and this is not even the final. This is just me working on this to make sure I kill it this year. I feel good at the end of the month. I have purpose. I have a good schedule. I'm organized. And so when I look back, these things are all maintainable, because honestly, the first week I told myself to do yoga every single day, which was amazing, but I didn't hit it, right? So sometimes like I make mistakes too. What's more realistic? You know, you may need to review as you go on. So I have 2 more weeks left of January, and then I'm gonna look at these goals and see, did I set up too many, or some not as important as I thought, or some unrealistic? Do I need to change? Do I need to add in anything and change for the next month? Or, you know, stuff like that. Just you constantly look back and forth. So when I do my daily goals, I make sure that everything that I choose within that day is intentional. It's intentional. That's why I'm journaling. I hope that helps you guys. I think when you're setting like a vision board or goals, you can't just make it within an hour. You need to give it a lot of time and thought just to get it foolproof, just to get it so you know exactly what you're doing and there's no questioning. And it's not just for the month, guys, it's for the year, right? So people they think very short term. A lot of people have already fallen off the goals that they set. I think it's because they didn't take the time to kind of sit down, make it realistic, make it specific, because sometimes when you actually sit down, when I sat down the first time to do that, I had YouTube and Instagram and all this stuff of what I want to do, and it was just too much. So that's why I had to cut it down to just YouTube and use my YouTube to make those smaller, you know, Instagram videos and stuff like that, because otherwise it was too much. And same thing with like workouts, you know, once you write it down, it might just be too much for you to start right now. And if you keep failing, then start with one thing, just one thing per box. One thing per box, that's it. And until you've kind of nailed it, don't add another thing. Anyway, I hope that helped. sorry I rambled. Let me know if you need help with writing any of your goals down or how to kind of set in for 2023. I think it's gonna be a freaking good year. I feel like it's gonna be an awesome year. Something different. 2020, part 2, 2022. Yeah, no. 2023, I'm feeling really good about it. Make this your best year. Intentional, choose your word. What is it? Choose your word. All right, I hope you guys like this video. All right, that's all I got. Yeah, okay, calm down. Oh my goodness, you're so hyper. Can I say bye? Oh my goodness, okay. All right, I hope you guys learned something, because once you're organized, that's how you can, hit your goals. So, all right, I'll see you next one. Don't forget to be intentional.